Okay, so if your videos keep getting stuck under 500 views, you're not alone, but I need you to hear something that might sting a little. The algorithm isn't broken, it's not against us, it's actually working too well, in fact, because it's testing our videos, and our videos are failing that test. Here's what nobody tells you. There's only two real reasons why our videos fail that test. One of them, you can fix in under 10 minutes, and I'm going to show you how. The other one isn't fixable at all, and every hour that we spend trying to save that video is an hour we're never going to get back. Most creators cannot tell the difference, though, and that's the problem. So they waste weeks tweaking thumbnails or titles on videos that were dead in the water the moment they hit publish. Now, I'm going to show you exactly how to diagnose the problem that you have to know which one you're dealing with. And it takes less than 2 minutes to do that. But I'm not here to give you some generic advice. I'm not going to tell you, you just make a better thumbnail, take the red font and turn it to green. Like, all of that's bullshit that you've heard a million times and hasn't helped you. What I'm going to give you is a diagnostic framework, a way that you can look at your analytics and know with certainty which videos can be saved and which ones you just need to walk away from and stop wasting your time on. Now, I've been on YouTube for more than 14 years and I built a channel with more than 300,000 subscribers, more than 21 million organic views. But right now, I'm also growing a brand new channel from scratch right here with you guys. So I'm in the trenches with these exact same problems. Now, on the new channel here, I've updated the titles and thumbnails on more than a dozen of my 28 videos. One was completely flatlined for like 7 days, a whole entire week, dead. Completely frustrating, right? And after diagnosing the problem, I changed the packaging, and that CTR, the click-through rate, jumped from 2.6 to 8.7%. That video quickly shot past 20,000 views, and at the time, this channel had less than 1,000 subscribers. But I've also had to walk away from a video that I was excited about because the diagnosis told me, Adam, this can't be saved. And I'll tell you that story in a minute, but by the end of this video, you're going to know exactly how to tell the difference. Okay, so here's a reframe that changed how I view stalled videos, and I think it'll be beneficial for you guys too. We have to understand that the algorithm isn't our enemy. It's a feedback loop. So when our videos stall at the same view count or around the same view count over and over and over again, that number is a clear message. Most creators, though, think that a stalled video is bad luck. The algorithm hates me. They're not showing it to anybody. YouTube is broken. That's not how it works. When we upload a video, YouTube runs a test. It shows our video to a small group of people and watches what happens. Do they click? Do they stay? If yes, they show the video to more people. If no, it stops. Your videos aren't stalling randomly. They're stalling at roughly the same number because that's where the test keeps failing. And here's the part that nobody wants to hear. It's not YouTube's fault. It's just data. The algorithm is telling you something isn't working, and it's your job to figure out what. Now, the channels that stay stuck, they're ignoring the message. They blame the algorithm and all these other external things, right? They keep uploading the same way, hoping for miraculous different results. The creators who actually break through and get into momentum, though, they learn how to read the message. They diagnose. They fix what's fixable. And they stop wasting time on what isn't. All right, so what is the algorithm actually telling you? There's only two possibilities, and the difference between them is everything. I'm about to tell you something that most YouTube coaches are afraid to tell you because it's not what you want to hear. No matter how much time you spent, no matter how good you think the video is, some of your videos can't be saved. And the sooner you accept that, the faster you're going to grow, the faster you're going to find the momentum that you're searching for. There's two bottlenecks that kill videos, only two. CTR, click-through rate. This is how many people click when they see your thumbnail and title. And if this is low, that means people are seeing your video, they're seeing the packaging, and they're choosing to scroll past. They're choosing not to click on your thing. Your packaging isn't earning the click in this instance. And then on the other side of it is retention, how long people stay once they do click. And if this is low, that means people are clicking but leaving quickly. What that means is that your content isn't holding their attention. Now, here's the part that matters. CTR click-through rate is fixable. You could change your title, you could change your thumbnail, you could redo your packaging and watch the numbers move in just a matter of hours. And I've done this dozens of times on both of my channels, right? Retention, on the other hand, isn't fixable. Once your video is published, the content is locked in, guys. You can't re-edit the pacing. You can't redo your delivery. You can't fix a weak hook. You can't make the middle less boring. It is what it is. So if your video has a retention problem, no amount of thumbnail tweaking is going to save it. It doesn't matter how good your thumbnail is if people click and then they immediately leave. This is the diagnosis that changes everything. Is the problem before the click or after the click? Simple question, before or after? Before the click, it's fixable. That's good news. After the click, not so much, and we might just have to move on. I do have a technique that I'm going to share at the end of this video that might give you a chance to bump up your attention, but stay tuned for that. Now I'm going to show you exactly how to figure out which one that you're dealing with. You can diagnose any stalled video in under 2 minutes. And once you see this, you're never going to waste time guessing again. So I'm excited to jump in. So open up your YouTube Studio, step number 1. Click on the video that's stalled. Now you're looking for two numbers here. First, click-through rate, CTR. Find this in the Reach tab. Now for small channels, anything below 4% is a red flag. Your packaging isn't compelling enough to earn the click. This is your signal to test new thumbnails and titles. Now second is retention. Look at your audience retention graph here. Find the 30-second mark. This is where the truth lives, guys. My personal benchmark is I want at least 70% of my viewers still watching after 30 seconds. If you're losing half of your audience before they've watched 30 seconds of your video, that's not a packaging problem. That's clearly a content problem. And the content really can't be fixed after you upload. So I want you guys to look at this as your decision framework here. So if you have a low click-through rate but solid retention, just fix the packaging. The content within the video is good. People just aren't clicking. And that's the best problem that we can have because it's completely solvable. Now, if you have solid click-through rate but awful retention, just stop. The packaging worked. People clicked, but they didn't stay. The video itself didn't deliver on the promise that the packaging made. That's why clickbait really doesn't work on YouTube anymore. We need to learn from it and just apply this lesson to the next video, guys. It's all about putting in the reps. Don't spend all your time stressing and freaking out that the video that you spent so much time and effort on fell flat. And obviously, if both are low, I don't even know why I'm saying this. If both are low, CTR and retention, just learn from it. The video is going to have multiple problems if that's the case, and you're not going to magically save it. I know it sucks, but if we treat these things as lessons and keep moving on, the next one will continue to get better and better and better. And that's the whole point. Speaking of which, if you're brave enough, let me know in the comments right now what your CTR has been over the last 3 videos on your channel and what percentage of your viewers are still watching after 60 seconds. That'll help me make better content for you guys to move you forward into the new year. And it'll also show everybody else that's watching this video as an accountability exercise where people are struggling, where people are crushing it. And it's just a great way to have that conversation. All right, now let me show you exactly what happens when you fix the right problem. I had a video on this channel that was dead in the first few days, insanely slow to the point where at first glance, it looked like it was essentially flatlining. Here's what I did to fix it. I opened the analytics and did exactly what I just told you guys to do. My click-through rate on that video was 2.6%. Not good at all. People were seeing it and scrolling right past it, but the retention was solid. Most of the people who actually clicked the video were watching the majority of that video. That's all I needed to know. The content wasn't the problem. The packaging was failing me and not earning the click. So I changed the thumbnail, I think on day 5. It was more appealing, but I realized that the title was still keeping the video stuck. So I changed the title and made the promise sharper. I made the emotional transformation a little bit more clear. And within the next 7 days, the CTR jumped from 2.6% to a little over 9%. I say 8.7 because that's kind of where it landed. But that video was completely dead in the water. And it crossed 20,000 views after that on a channel that at the time had less than 1,000 subscribers. Same video, same content, same algorithm, different packaging. Now I've done this dozens of times. I do this on a ton of my videos here on this channel alone and a bunch of times on my main channel, not because I'm obsessive, which I kind of am, but because it works. And why wouldn't you do that? When you know the problem is the packaging, you fix the packaging, but make sure that you diagnose the treatment, right? That sounds a little clinical, but you need to look at what the problem is before you just start guessing. I've had clients that just freak out after the first 24 hours. You need to be patient, but you also need to keep an eye on what actually matters every time. By the way, I put everything that you need into my ultimate YouTube growth guide, which is a perfect companion for my videos here on this channel, and it's totally free. I keep getting messages from you guys saying that it really changed the way you look at channel growth and how YouTube actually works. So if you're ready to take your channel to the next level, click the link in the description. Download the guide and enjoy. So how do you know which videos to fight for versus which ones to let go? Sometimes the best move is just to keep testing different titles, different thumbnails. And sometimes the best move is just to accept the loss and move on. But here's how we know the difference. Fight for it if the CTR is low, but the retention is solid. Your content works, your packaging doesn't. Just fix the packaging. Simple as that. Also, fight for it if the video is less than 48 hours old. In fact, when I say fight for it, just leave it. Let the algorithm do its thing. It's still testing. So don't panic in that first 48 hours. Now walk away if the retention drops well below 50% at the 30-second mark. The video didn't deliver. Learn from it. Walk away if you felt like it was off before you even posted it. Trust that instinct next time and make it better. Reshoot it. Do whatever you have to do so you're not dealing with the same situation. Now, the only caveat that I need to mention is that YouTube does feature a built-in video editor that has super limited capabilities. Essentially, you can just go in and clip things that you want to remove. Now, I mentioned this because it might be a game changer for some of you guys, because in certain circumstances, you can go in and remove chunks of your video that might be tanking your retention. Now, the best way to do this, in my opinion, is to copy your video transcript from YouTube, which features those timestamps, and also take a screenshot of your retention graph. Now, from there, bring it into ChatGPT or Gemini or Claude or whatever you like to use, and explain that your retention is absolutely awful, and ask if there are any chunks that it thinks that you should remove to potentially improve your retention. Then from there, you go into that YouTube editor and remove those chunks. It's clunky, but it could be the only chance you have to improve your retention. I need you guys to walk away from this video understanding that the hardest part of all of this isn't the diagnosis itself. It's our ego. It's accepting that a video that we spent hours on isn't going to work, and that the best use of our time is just making the next one better. The faster we accept that loss, the faster you get to a win. Speaking of winning, if you're ready to take your YouTube channel to the next level, watch this video next. If you haven't yet, click that little subscribe button to join the channel family here. Let me know what that CTR and that retention percentage is in the comments below. And until next time, guys, I appreciate you watching.